There are three headlines that are keeping Donald Trump up right now because he knows the end is near. The first one is that his little friend Jenna Ellis has now decided to flip and plead guilty. Arizona has decided to go ahead and move forward with prosecuting those involved in that little fake elector scheme. Can you say scheme, MAGA? And this is the interesting one because we all remember that moment when Jenna Ellis was sitting next to Rudy Giuliani and he passed gas. It was so disgusting. But we know that she's flipped, Rudy's next, and eventually this guy, defendant one, he's going to be ensnared. Now you're asking, what could be worse than this? Dun 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 dun. Meet Jack Smith. Or as Trump likes to say, he's a Trump hater, he's a harasser and an abuser. Well, it looks like Jack Smith is working very, very hard to get that trial in D.C. back on track. And he has help from Judge Tanya Chutkan, right? Who will be holding evidentiary hearings real soon. So there's a good chance before we get to go and vote in November, we'll hear about a lot of nasty stuff, incriminating stuff that Donald Trump and his inner circle of thugs engaged in before January 6th and after. This is terrible news for Donald Trump and his campaign, and he knows it. And speaking of his campaign, what could possibly be making this man even more upset? Well, it's his poll numbers. They're not looking that good, and he knows it. Donald Trump thought he had the election in the bag when he believed he was running against President Biden. But now that Biden is out of the race and VP Harris is in, and you saw how quick she consolidated the power in the Democratic Party and went on to become the nominee. You saw how quick that happened. You see the fundraising. You see the energy out there behind Kamala Harris. Trump is regretting picking J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is his worst decision ever. And he's made a lot of terrible decisions, but this is his worst decision thus far in terms of his campaign. So, with all of this going on, Donald Trump is sick to his stomach, and he's pretty much running out of tricks. Mary Trump, who we all know is a critic of her uncle, Don Old, says the polls are showing that her uncle, the old white racist, is being beaten by a young, strong black woman. So, MAGA, I know you're struggling to understand how Biden won in 2020, and you believe Donald Trump's claims that the election was stolen then. But think right now, all the energy around Kamala Harris, right? This video is for all of you Trump supporters who said that Trump would somehow be my daddy this November. It's not going to happen. I think you should listen to this video over and over, all right, so that you can get a good understanding of why Donald Trump is going to lose this time worse than he lost last time. He hasn't grown his base. He has grown the number of people that don't like him, whether you're talking about Christians, women, people of color, or even Republicans, even independents. We don't like him. Even our allies don't like him. So when he loses this November, come back and watch this video. All right? I have no reason to lie to you, but I will say this. He's a terrible person, and he's a terrible candidate. And he's unfit to be the president of these United States. Trump supporters, you know what to do. Get those knee pads and those elbow pads ready. Because Jack Smith and Fonnie Willis and Letitia James, they're coming for you. It's over, MAGA. It really is.